Hello. Okay. 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 Hello. I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for at least 5 years. And it's been 5 years. It's 2025. And I've gotten to the point where I've watched so many videos on how to start a YouTube video in 2020, how to start a YouTube video in 2021, 2022, 2025. And yet I've never started. So today I just decided that it was time. I don't really have a plan for today. The plan really is to just get started. So I think what I want to do is talk a bit about procrastination. My philosophies on procrastination, I suppose. And you've probably heard it before. You probably feel it. So maybe it's nothing new, but I guess I just want to get my things out there. And since procrastination has been such a big factor in me not putting things out there, it seems fitting that it's the first thing I talk about. So to start, I have recently been diagnosed with ADHD, and I think that has played a big factor in my life, but I don't think it's the only factor. And procrastination has always been a factor in my life. I have always considered myself an ideas person, not an executioner. I have so many ideas that I get so excited about. You know, I want to make this YouTube video, I want to make this business, I want to make this piece of art. And often I'll start it. Sometimes I don't even get started, but it's the completion and the finishing that I really, really struggle with. And I think a lot of people struggle with the same thing. Or maybe I'm projecting, I don't know. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to push myself past this barrier. And I think that a lot of what this barrier is, it's not lack of ambition, it's not laziness, but rather fear. Fear of discomfort, fear of the unknown, fear of being seen, maybe, in a way that is outside of my comfort zone, which is crazy because I'm also afraid of not accomplishing anything. And so these fears are actively working against each other. And I see it happening, and yet I let it happen. It continues to be a factor in my life for years and years and years. I've let ideas, great ideas, I think, fall by the wayside because as soon as it gets hard, my execution just falls. It falls away. And I don't want that to happen anymore. So that's part of why I'm doing this. I want to release this fear of execution, this fear of perfection, this fear of the unknown, so that I may just produce and put things out there. And I've been thinking a lot about, I think that I've made a lot of excuses for myself as to why I'm not making things. I'm like, oh, you know, I need a microphone to make a YouTube video. I need the right lighting. I need the right ideas. Which to an extent, sure, is true. But if it's at the point where it's stopping you from creating, then what's the point? I think it's better to work with what you have and make something than to wait for perfection, because it's rare that perfection will ever come to us. And I think this is good life advice as well. Like, you just work with what you have. You know, we are all given a set kind of situation in life, and all we can do is move forward with what we have, right? We can't change things for the most part. If we're very lucky, we can change things, but for the most part, we start with what we have, and we can only work with it. We can only choose our actions within the situations that we're given. So here I am, making a YouTube video on my phone in my messy room with my dog. No makeup done. Well, I did my makeup in the morning, but I didn't do it for this video. My hair's all messed up. I just came back from lunch with my mom, had a drink, which maybe hopefully helped. But I'm doing what I can with what I've been given. And so that's been a really big philosophy for me this year, 2025. Just doing things and doing what I'm afraid of, and not letting this idea of perfection, because perfection's not even real, it's an idea, right? This idea of perfection hold me back. And so here I am. And another really big idea that I've been thinking about is, I guess this kind of goes back to excuses. So I've let perfection get in the way, and I've also let this excuse of time get in the way, right? So a really big kind of theory that I've had in my head for a long time is like, oh, well, if I quit my job, I can finally focus on my art. I can finally focus on my YouTube channel, my novel, my, practicing piano, making music, whatever. But the truth is, I have had moments where I had a lot of time. During COVID, obviously, a lot of us had a lot of time. And I did. And I started to kind of make things for a YouTube channel. And as soon as it got difficult, I stopped. I've also had an instance where I wasn't working for about a month. I quit my job, was looking for something else. What did I do? I honestly couldn't even tell you. I just chilled. Like, I didn't do anything. And so the problem is not the time, right? Like, I've had moments of time where I've had these dreams in mind and I still didn't do anything. So the problem is not the time, but rather my own action, my own motivation, my own, I don't want to say ambition, because I don't think I lack ambition, but I think I was lacking courage to really push myself in these ways. So I'm not going to quit my job, although I really want to. What I need to do is work with what I have, right? It's the same thing. We work with what we've been given. So in the few hours that I have free every week, I will push myself to go towards to work towards my goals. Within the situation I've been given, I have a few hours every week. Perfect. I can use that. I'm not going to quit my job. Having 40 hours isn't going to change the way I act. And I've seen this philosophy in finances as well, right? Like, you think about your financial situation, which is also something I think about a lot, and I'm sure many of us do. You think about your financial situation and you think, oh, well, like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck now, but if I had more money, I would invest. I would put money towards my retirement. I would start a business. I would, do this, and this, and I'd be so much better off if I just had a little bit more money. But the truth is, if you're not working with the money that you have, then how do you think it's going to be different when you have $10,000 more, right? Like, if you don't know how to manage money now, how will you manage money when you have more of it? That doesn't make any sense. And the same is true with time. So if you don't know how to manage your time when you have a little bit, how are you going to manage your time when you have a lot of it? It just doesn't make sense. And so I've really been thinking about this philosophy a lot lately and how I can apply it to my own life. Of course, this goes financially and it goes temporally as well. So with that being said, what can I do with the time that I'm given to make the best of it? And I have all of these great ideas, but I think it's going to be so important to focus into one and just go for it. And as a person with ADHD, that's really, really hard. I'm starting to get medication hopefully soon, so maybe that'll help too. But anyway, I guess I just wanted to put these ideas out there because there are billions of people on the planet, and I'm sure I'm not the only one struggling with this. I'm sure there's other people out there who need to hear that you don't need to wait to start your beautiful ideas. You don't need to wait to start your dream life. Like, there's not one piece of equipment or $100 more or a couple more hours in the week that are going to make the difference in you living your dream life. It's you. It's your attitude. It's the confidence that you have to take action. And I'm not trying to preach this because it's really, I'm just trying to to encourage myself, because it's something that I'm actively going through. And I'm not perfect by any means, obviously. But I guess I'm just trying to put advice for myself out there in the hopes that I will listen and maybe it will help someone else. I'm not an expert by any means in productivity, but I am an expert in procrastination, and I know what hasn't worked for me. So I guess that's what this video is about. It's about what hasn't worked for me and trying to move forward with what I think will. And I hope that helps anyone out there going through the same thing. I hope that I continue to make more YouTube videos and art, and I hope that you do whatever it is that your beautiful heart desires. Don't let the little tiny things stop you. Just like bring out your phone and record a video. Just put that first scribble on a piece of paper, that first note on your piano. You know, life is short, and you deserve to do the things that you dream of, and so do I. So I guess that's what I'm doing right now, and I hope that it's successful. I hope that you're successful, and I will see you next time. Thank you.